I think FNAF 2 is the greatest game in this series. In today's video, I'm going to be going over all the reasons I'm convinced it is.
We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night.
Those were just a couple things I loved. Hidden mini games, you know, lore, things like this, completing a night here in the chimes, but there's so much more to talk about. Like these amazing jump scares, I think they're some of the best in the entire series. But there's even more goodness about this. You got Custom Night, which I absolutely love. There were so many FNAF games that honestly missed out on adding this into this game. I believe the only game besides FNAF 2 that has a Custom Night is Sister Location, and this is why I think FNAF 2 is the best game. The Custom Night in this game is so freaking good. Besides Gordon Freddy mode, which is still good, but it's very, very RNG based. There's still so much more good about this game. Like the new animatronics, the toy animatronics are absolutely amazing. I think they're a top 3 design of any animatronics in the entire series. Obviously the wizards are very, very good too. I think the only animatronics that I like more than the toys is the Nightmare, and honestly I'm gonna go Fun Time. That's just me. But I think a lot of FNAFs, they have a lot of individual things that are better than this game, but I think overall this game is much, much better. Because if you look at some games like FNAF 3, FNAF 1, or even 4, I think honestly the main game is way too easy on all those games and a little bit lackluster, which, you know, equals to being boring. On this game you will actually struggle on night 6 and night 5 in my opinion, and I think the difficulty curve in nights actually makes this game so much more fun and more replayable. I think all the other FNAF games, they have a big sense of repetitiveness to me. I just, you know what I'm saying? I think they're so repetitive, and mainly because I don't have a custom night. But let's talk about some of the new things they added into FNAF 2. The new camera system is absolutely amazing. I know some people might say they don't like winding the box, but without the box, this game would be way too easy. So I think it was actually a really good addition. The office, in my opinion, is the greatest scenery in all of FNAF. You have the vents, you have the animatronics down in the hallway. There's just so much to be frightened of. You get the little ambience here and there, and talking about little hidden mini Easter eggs, like how to get these plushies on the desk. Going even further more into why Custom Night is so good, because every time you beat a certain challenge on Custom Night, you get one of these plushies on your desk. So obviously when you complete all of those nights, you get more plushies. This game just keeps giving you reasons and more reasons to play the game, kinda unlike the other ones. Yeah, and other FNAFs, you know, you might get some stars and stuff, but you know, I don't really care about that, you know what I'm saying? So I do think the expansion of the roster is really good, and I think the lore on this game, in my opinion, is the best lore explanation over any of the FNAFs. That's just in my opinion. And I do think FNAF 2 has the hardest night in the entire series, maybe besides 5020, and I think, you know, having something that's so difficult, obviously that's gonna just keep making you replay and replay the game because it's so hard to beat, you know what I'm saying? And I think, like I said earlier in the video, some of the other FNAF games are just way too easy, and there's just so much you can talk about in this game. But I do also love how Golden Freddy was implemented into this game. Obviously, I feel like in all the other FNAFs, like Golden Freddy's never even like, you never really see Golden Freddy, which I understand completely. But Fredbear and Golden Freddy being my favorite animatronics, seeing him pretty much every night after night 5 is amazing, you know what I'm saying? Golden Freddy has always just been such a mysterious character, so to be around him so much, just I love it. And I like that the power system is way better in this game than FNAF 1. FNAF 1, I hated that you had to focus a little too much on power. I think this game, yes, obviously you still have your flashlight, which you have to use it good. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to waste it because you obviously would die to Foxy without it. But you have way more leverage with the flashlight than the freaking batteries on FNAF 1. It's just little things like that that make FNAF 2. FNAF 2 polished everything FNAF 1 and just made it so much better. And I feel like, in my opinion, besides FNAF 4, a lot of games got worse in this series after this game. Like, the current state of FNAF might have me being a little bit biased on this video, but just looking back, I truly do think this is the best FNAF game in the entire series. You guys let me know. Or do you guys agree with my takes and opinions here, or do you guys think I'm just yapping? Be real with me, guys. Truly be real with me. The only games in competition of this, in my opinion, is FNAF 4 and Sister Location. But I'm going to go in why I don't think those games are better than this one. I don't think Sister Location is better than FNAF 2, mainly because, besides Custom Night, Sister Location actually sucks. I'm sorry, guys, I had to say it. Night 4 is extremely boring. Night 1 and 2 are extremely boring. Night 3 is the only night that's somewhat decent. Entered Night's okay, but it's like, it is way too long. And I do think Sister Location has a better custom night than FNAF 2 because of Golden Freddy mode is not RNG based like it is on this game. But FNAF 2 still has a great custom night and its main game is better, so that's why I think FNAF 2 is better than Sister Location. But now, I think FNAF 2 is better than FNAF 4, mainly just because I think FNAF 4, how do I say this? Obviously, these are horror games that are supposed to scare you, but I think FNAF 4 only gets hyped up because of how scary it is. I think FNAF 4 is very repetitive. I think it's so repetitive. The first, honestly, 5 nights are so boring. In my opinion, they're so freaking boring. Now, night 5, actually, I do like because of Fredbear. He's my favorite animatronic, but even when you continue to go on further into the night, I think Nightmare, I absolutely hate Nightmare. He could have been so much better and should have been so much better, and I think that's another reason why I kind of sometimes hate on FNAF 4, because how is the first main boss better than the last main boss in the game? Fredbear was displayed much better than Nightmare in that game, and that makes no sense. I hate Nightmare's jump scare in FNAF 4. It actually irritates the hell out of me. And like I said, it's only the 4 animatronics. I didn't like how the roster got shrink back down, especially after coming from a game like FNAF 2 where you have 10 animatronics and the roster's huge, and then you just go back to the main 4. I personally really don't like that. And yes, I know Golden Freddy is not the same as just normal Freddy, but at least FNAF 2, Golden Freddy still felt like the main boss. I feel like after FNAF 1 and 2, I hate that FNAF did that. Freddy is not even the center of attention in FNAF 3, FNAF 4, Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator. Like, it just makes me so mad. How is Freddy not the main boss? It's literally called Five Nights at Freddy's. That is why FNAF 1 is so beloved to me personally, because they actually made Freddy the main boss, and that made the game so much more fun. I want the main character to be the main boss. You know what I'm saying, guys? I feel like Foxy always outshined Freddy in most of the games, you know what I'm saying? And FNAF 4, he's in the closet. He's always the animatronic that's just weird, you know what I'm saying? At least in this game, you have Toy Freddy, Wither Freddy, and like I said, Golden Freddy. So at least it is still different variations of Freddy, and he feels like a big threat and poses a big risk, unlike he does in other games. In FNAF 3, all he does is walk across the window. Like, he is so, like, you can easily forget about him in that game. At least in this game, you will not forget about him at all. And that's one thing that also makes me love this game more than a lot of others. And I'm not even going to compare, like, Security Breach and The Secret of Mimic to this game, because I don't think those are even in the same stratosphere. The main reason I was comparing games like Sister Location and FNAF 4 because I do think they're close. Even, you know what, I'll even give Pizza Simulator some of the respect it deserves. It is a good game, but in my opinion, I just think it's really, really boring. I just think it's cool, you know, building your own stage and stuff like that, but I think the actual nights themselves, completing the task, is just so repetitive. It's so boring, and I hate it. I genuinely do not like Pizza Simulator at all. But if you guys are still watching so far, drop Koi Bonnie down in the comment section below. Smash that like and subscribe button. Become part of the Jinx Squad today, and I very much appreciate it. But you guys let me know, do you guys agree with my takes or no? Hopefully you guys do, because I know I'm just spewing my opinion, but I really do think FNAF 2 is the best game in the entire series. But guys, watch the rest of this video to see if I beat Night 7. I'm done with the commentary. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.